Hi, my name is Jörg Brauns, and I'm the Senior Director of Business Development here at 2020. Today we want to introduce you to our 2020 ERP solution, and here especially to the functionality on project-based businesses, which is very important for the architecture millwork industry, for all kinds of companies doing multifamily business and larger commercial projects. So what are the challenges in this industry? What we see is that on one side we definitely have to reduce the lead time. Material and labor cost is going up, and bids needs to be produced very quickly and accurate. Usually we see there's 2 bids and we win 1 project out of this one. And these are just a few issues which we're seeing in our industry today. If we break this down a little bit further and look at it between the estimating and the manufacturing side, so what we really want here is one system from front to back. But what we see in the industry is that it's very challenging to provide a bid today based on the actual cost or the estimated cost. Usually companies use Excel files, or they have very experienced employees which are 20 years with a company or even longer, and based on their knowledge they are able to produce these bids. So important is obviously the timing, doing a bid very quickly and accurate. The other one, which is very important we see in the industry, is the communication between the departments. We need to find ways on breaking down the barriers between these departments. And you guys probably know this and see this on a daily basis, that this task is very challenging when it comes to working throughout different departments with different software systems. When we look only at the manufacturer side, what the challenges are there, then we see obviously the redundancy of data, re-entering jobs multiple times in different kind of software systems. That's a continuous challenge for processing a job in most manufacturing companies. Another very important must-have functionality is the visibility for the management. For an example, we see that change orders, it's super important in today's world. We start a project, things happen throughout the project. Or when we start a bid or we start a project, then at an early stage we want to see which kind of special material is needed so that I can order this one, and especially when this material has very long lead time, that I can order this one from my vendors. On the return of investment side, so companies definitely want to be profitable, and therefore we need to have one system which provides us with an accurate estimate based on the cost, and for that one we do need to know what my material requirements are in order to determine my material cost. And we need to know the routing steps in order to determine my labor cost. We do want to see the full visibility and a very easy communication between departments. So we believe we have the solution for you. And when we have a look and kind of an overview about the solution, at 2020 we worked very closely with our architecture millwork customers. And in talking to them, we developed our solution further so that we now have a project estimating and project management module which we can offer within our solution, which is basically an add-on to the overall full ERP solution which we have anyhow. That gives you tremendous advantage. For an example, you see the complete visibility over the status of an entire life cycle of a project. We can work with deadlines in different areas of the projects. We can determine the project cost and the actual cost. We have everything around material management, which kind of material we need, when do we backflash material, and so on. And obviously also everything around production scheduling. This all is given at the click of a mouse to you. Challenges can be recognized very early and can be solved, and that allows you to have projects and processes in sync under your full control. When we start at the estimating process, then obviously we start with we're getting certain layouts from the architects or the builders, and we need to bring this into a certain structure. So one structure could be, I want to break it down by building, then by floor, by unit, and so on and so on. Everything will be handled under the project umbrella, so that project managers can drill down into the structure of the project, and they can see all the details in there. So you have one overview, and you can drill down and see really, it's a nice overview. As always with the project business environment, we have changes. And that can easily be tracked within the 2020 environment. So again, that gives you full visibility. So we know that very often during the bidding process, manufacturers need to create updates of the estimate, and you want to keep all of your proposals or your estimates or your quote, however you call this, so that you can refer back to this information. So that's all tracked within the system, so that you can also see historical data. And since it's an integrated system, it's very easy, click the mouse and release the project bid to sign off, to like field measurements. So you have individual steps where you want to release these project to, all the way to into production, and then into shipment and invoicing and so on. So here's a little overview of how a project could look like a building, and then you have floors and you have units and so on. So when we look back and identify what is very important on managing projects, we see a few key elements. On one side, the fully integrated purchasing and inventory functionality. So we feel that it's very important to see at a very early stage which and how much material is required for a specific project. And then we obviously have time and cost tracking ability that gives you also complete visibility. So that means you can currently record all activities and resources used, so that your estimate calculation and your actual cost are based on real numbers. So the system provides you also bill of material on routings. So that means we are taking the raw material and the labor cost and making sure that your estimated cost is in line with your actual cost. We track this information so that next time you're starting a bidding and your actual cost was way off from your estimated cost, so that this will be updated in the system. Next time you do another bid, it will be accurate. And at any given time, you can always have the status visible within the system, and you can react quickly and professionally to unforeseen circumstances. So you can see by certain dates, by certain work centers, you can see which kind of capacity is available, what is the cost. We can track all of this information within the system. When we have a screenshot here of our project module, as you can see, we keep track of all the biddings, and then all the releases into production, and then also warranty orders, and so on and so on and so on. Looking a little bit closer to the whole process, first of all, we start with different kind of layouts for different kind of rooms. And then I can say, for my bidding, it's just important I have layout A, for an example, 20 times, layout B, for an example, 11 times, and so on. Now, when I manage projects, I need the routings and the bill of material, and that helps me on the scheduling side and capacity planning. The systems will automatically generate CNC codes. A barcode system is involved for tracking all the parts and the production order. We have a full rework functionality, so a part breaks, somebody scans it, we issue new material, new labor, we track all of this one. And every time we are scanning something, we are also updating inventory that we consume material at this point in time. So when we release from our layouts individual jobs into production, and that happens obviously, we need to have from the job side, when we get the field measurements, we do changes like dimension changes or put fillers in and so on, so that we have individual releases of a certain layout. And we release these information into the shop. At the same time, we are generating bill of material, individual drawings, routings, final CNC information. On the scheduling side, we have functionalities that we can schedule by truck. So you say what needs to be delivered to the job site at a given time in that particular truck. And based on this sequence, we can release it into production. Or we can create production batches. And these production batches can easily be combined by show me all the jobs with similar delivery date, similar core material, and group those ones together and release them into production. A master scheduling overview helps us to see which kind of capacity is available per day, per work center, per plant, and so on, so that I can do accordingly the planning. When I release my jobs into production, the system always checks also what do I have in inventory, do I need to order more. The system makes automatically suggestions for the buyer. We create purchase orders, we receive it, we check it, we handle it through the finance system to pay our vendors. The whole system handles multiple plans, and also we are able to outsource material if the company is super busy on certain tasks. We call it make or buy or extended workbench. As I mentioned before, we are integrating with our own panel saw optimizer, point-to-point machine program where we convert the geometry data directly into the final CNC code, or we support true-shape nesting for nested-based routers. When it comes to the assembly line, we assemble the parts. We are printing a shipping label. And the shipping label, obviously, for a cabinet, for an example, needs to have the information to which building, to which floor, to which unit, so that when we load it into the truck driver delivers, he knows exactly, or she, to which kind of room this product needs to be delivered. Obviously, the whole thing on the invoicing side is very important. So once we have done the shipments, and very often in this type of business, we create the schedule of values. So the primary purpose is really preparing a schedule of value to permit the builder to determine what percentage of completion has been achieved for particular items of the work in order to agree on progress payments. And it's basically so that the manufacturers and the builder have the same access to the schedule of value, and that no information falls hidden or is misunderstood. And finally, this progress billing helps really on the cash flow side. Then the last one from the progress is 2020 inside the ERP system has also mobile app functionality, so either iOS or Android. And you can schedule your installer for these teams when they should be on the job site. They can see it in their calendar on their phone. They can take pictures. They can issue warranty orders through the phone on site, so they can see and open the individual job. And if a door is broken or something else, they can from the job site through the phone, can create warranty orders that go straight back into the ERP system. Nevertheless, we have also additional functionality in our mobile app, everything around sales rep functionality, business intelligence, what's the job status at this point in time, historical data on certain customers. It's like a little mini CRM system. And then BI, more in detail here, that helps us in which stage is the project right now, how much has been paid, how much still open on these projects, when is the next delivery phase. I can see inventory value and so a lot of things basically all connected to the ERP system is visible through this mobile app. So when we come to the benefits, so definitely time saving. we want to eliminate redundancy of data, and we don't want to have a double or triple entry of jobs in different systems and enter the data only once and use it throughout the entire system. Reduce the cost through automated processes. We want to have rework so that we can reduce rework. We want to get statistics from the system so that I can see which machine creates rework all the time or which employee, so that I can do more training or adjustments on the machine. And we want to eliminate the barriers between departments. And just think about it. If you know your actual cost, and that means you are in a much better position on bidding for a project. If you know it early enough on how much material you need to order from your vendors, you will see a huge amount of saving on the money side. And if all this comes together, you will be able to better control your net profit. And last but not least, we want to achieve a better communication between the departments, no barriers. That leads to a faster response time, combined with a full visibility of the project, and obviously this will lead to a much better customer service experience. So 2020 Insight, the ERP system, is a modular system. It's very flexible and scalable. So that means even if certain modules are very important for you at the beginning of an implementation, once your company grows, 2020 Insight will grow with you. Thank you very much for your interest, and please contact us if you want to learn more about our 2020 Insight ERP solution. Thank you.